Hey guys, what's going on? Steven back again, and I'm back with another 40k video from Major Kill. So I'm kind of sticking to a top 5 theme, if you will, because the last video I did was the top 5 creepiest unsolved mysteries, which was a really good video because I always enjoy unsolved mysteries. Apparently though, 2 of them might never get solved because someone in my comment section said 2 of them were not written by Games Workshop and or the Black Library. So they might not own the rights to them. Kind of similar to Malal. Games Workshop does not own the rights to Malal, so they can't use him. Although I think, didn't they change it to Malice? Or is Malal and Malice 2 separate things? I don't know. But this video here is the 5 most disturbing moments in Warhammer 40k lore. This is going to be very messed up if these are the 5 most disturbing moments. So, let's take a look at the video and find out what they are. Here we go.
G'day guys and gal. Warhammer 40k isn't just grimdark, it has elements of comedy, romance, action and horror. It can also be really...
Now that would be a cool video to see, like the top 5 most, I don't know if I want to say like horrific moments, but like the top 5 most horror moments, which actually kind of reminds me of the last video I did, the Unsolved Mysteries one, because there was one that was actually pretty scary. I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was Space Marines and Guard were going to retake a planet. The Space Marines got held up because of warp storms, but I guess when the Guard and stuff came into orbit, they weren't attacked or anything like that. They eventually landed on the planet, and when they went down to the planet, there was no one there. Everybody was gone. No blood, no bodies, nothing. Empty hive city. I guess they set up a fortification to wait for the warp storms to pass, and then the Space Marines were going to come and join them. And when the warp storms passed and the Space Marines came in, and once they landed on the planet, all those Imperial Guard were gone. The only thing that was left, I believe, what was it? Was one Lehman Russ battle tank, but it was 80 stories up on top of a roof, and inside was, I believe, one severed hand. And that is it. Everything else was gone. I guess apparently the planet eventually repopulated, and I guess some of the citizens can actually still hear screaming. Now that is scary. That's horror. I would love to see a video of 5 most horrific moments. That'd be cool. I don't know if anyone's done it or not, but yeah, that'd be really cool. All right, back to the video.
really disturbing sometimes, graphically describing the most horrific deaths and agony. It's generally pretty hard for a book to give you goosebumps and a chill down your spine from just words on a page, but Warhammer does it all the time. I've been disturbed by Warhammer more times than I've been laid, so at least more than 0 times. So I've decided to scrounge up 5 of the most spine-chilling moments for your viewing pleasure. Before we get started, this video is brought to you by Major Minis, which I own, so it's brought to you by myself. Major Minis is my own personal line of heroic scale sci-fi miniatures that make a great start of any tabletop army or a personalized way to spruce up an existing one of yours. We have space elves like the Death Lord, Scorpion Lord, and my current favorite that I'm working on, the Fire Lord. It doesn't stop there, no, We also have the Chaotic Legions like the Lord of the Night or the Terminator Lord, as well as the Emperor's armies featuring Shark Daddy, Ra, the Golden Sun, Kitten, and much more. Don't you worry, Xeno fanboys and girl. Our ever-expanding range
needs
now
a model.
includes the King Orc, Cetron the
Oh my
Undying,
god, I didn't even
the
notice
Demon
that from
Killer, as
Kitten.
well as a bunch.
I did not. What a dick. What a dick. He puts the Tau symbol with a heart.
Our
What a
ever-expanding
dick.
range now includes the King
That
Orc,
is great.
Cetron the Undying, the Orc Demon Killer, as well as a bunch of Xenonids, including the Raptors, which come in packs of 5 or 10, as well as the Warriors, which can be done in a
Oh,
pack of 3 or
wow.
by itself. All these models
Damn,
and
those
more
look
are available for
badass.
worldwide shipping right now. Shipping
Those
is
models
only
actually look
$10
really cool.
or free if you spend more than $70, with the website taking nearly any currency, so there's literally no barrier to entry. Link is below. The major minis are the single best way to support the channel whilst getting something of value for yourself. Today we'll go over the 5 of the most bone-chilling, goosebump-raising, and penis de-erectioning moments in Warhammer 40k. Let's get into it.
Unless you're Dark Eldar, and then,
It's
well,
not often that a book will continually set up deep, interesting characters that are relatable and likable, only to have the book's main bad guy continually kill them in extremely vicious and horrifying ways. But that's what happened with the Black Pariah. The Black Pariah was an especially sadistic blank that was fused with a demon by Erebus to become the ultimate assassin. It could
Whoa.
shapeshift, regenerate from nearly any wound, had increased speed and strength, could eat people to take their forms, and if it tasted your blood, it could consume your soul. Erebus
Damn.
believed that it could assassinate the Emperor, hence sent it out on
Really?
this mission. During this mission, it killed a lot of characters in extremely brutal fashion. It pulled a Psyker into a hellish realm, tormented her before eating her alive, it brutally killed a detective as he was praying to the Emperor for protection, it ate a beloved family man, then framed him for horrific crimes, causing his family to be persecuted. It literally killed
That's
like half the book's
crazy.
main characters, ripping the face off one of them.
I will
and
say that's a really
violently
cool
eating
picture,
some of the
though, if
other's
that's what it looks
souls.
like.
It wasn't just how ruthless it was that was disturbing, it was how it violated its victims. It intimately murdered them, tasting their memories, then taking on their form to then go back and kill their loved ones. It defiled
Wow.
corpses and reveled in the horror of its victims. It was a massive prick, with each scene about it murdering someone
That's pretty
always
messed up.
disturbing the shit out of me. I was always waiting for them to be saved last minute, for this character I'd grown to like to be the one to overcome the Black Pariah and escape. But no, pretty much every
Nope, not
time they were
happening.
mercilessly annihilated. Fortunately, the Black Pariah's death was pretty satisfying. Shot in the head, then set ablaze. But that was a small comfort for all the horror and death it inflicted in the most disturbing of ways.
I
It's
guess it
pretty
could
hard
be
to
a
feel
worse
bad for
death.
the Servants of Chaos. Most of them are dicks, and all of them get what they deserve eventually. But the Word Bearer's first journey into the Eye of Terror and then jumping into the Warp without a Gellerfield, followed by their horrific return to their Legion, was pretty fucking disturbing.
Oh,
Basically,
boy.
Argyle Tal and his chapter of the Serrated Sun agreed to follow a demon into the Eye of Terror to uncover the primordial truth of chaos. They are shown numerous disturbing visions before eventually agreeing to
gonna
turn
end
off
well.
their Gellerfield at the behest of the demon with them. Demons then swarm the ship and violently murder the fuck out of all the word bearers on board. Bit of a shocked Pikachu face moment. However, after some time, the word bearers all awake totally intact. After they had been killed, each word bearer had then been possessed by a demon that brought them back to life. The demons weren't done fucking with them though. The ship was very damaged and low on supplies. The entire mortal crew was also viciously massacred, so the word bearers had to try and fix the ship and fly it back into real space. It took them months, and since they had no food, they started cannibalizing the rotting corpses of the crew, and when that was gone, they begun cannibalizing each other. Most of the chapter died not because of the demon attack, but because they were eaten by their fellow Astartes. For Lorgar and the rest of the word bearers, Argyle and his chapter had been gone for minutes. For Argyle, it had been months. It was so disturbing as Argyle performed this task out of loyalty to Lorgar and duty to his legion, only to endure the most agonizing death followed by the most horrific few months of anyone's life. All because demons are fucking assholes and could have just sent the primordial truth over email. Pretty much anything about the Emperor's children is disturbing, but these
I
days
bet.
they are mostly comically disturbing. However, during their fall to Slanesh and depravity, they were at their worst, but still not as bad as the crew who suffered alongside them. There was a famous artist on board, Serena D'Angelis, who had felt the touch of Slanesh when she visited the corrupted Leia temple alongside Fulgrim. She began attempting to paint the ultimate portrait of Fulgrim, but was super frustrated with her work, so she began mixing paints using her own piss, shit, blood, and cum. She would cut herself all over her body, but these weren't enough, so every once in a while she would clean herself up a bit, go down to the ship's bar, seduce some lonely guy to bring back to her room, and then while initiating sex, she would slit their throat and then use their blood and corpse to continue the painting. It was a very disturbing parallel
That's
to
pretty
addiction.
messed up.
Sometimes she would become lucid and horrified with herself, but the desire to continue the painting was too strong. When her close friend and the man she truly loved came to check up on her, he was mortified about the state of her room room, herself, and the smell. He wanted to help her, but she started crying and screaming for him to leave as her inner demons were telling her to kill him and use his blood for the painting. Eventually, she is able to overcome her addiction through Will and the love she has for a friend. She runs to his room to unite with him, only to find him dead, impaled by a sword into the statue he was working on. This completely breaks her, as she then cries for her dead friend before impaling herself on the same sword, joining her love in death. Despite the outlandishness of Warhammer 40k, you could really feel the disturbing similarities this has to real-life addiction, and I was creeped out the entire time I read through this, watching a talented, smart, beautiful woman full of life become this decrepit creature. Continuing the theme of the Emperor's children, because as I said, they're all fucking yuck, we now have the moment where the captains of the Emperor's children tied Fulgrim down and sexually tortured the shit out of him, while Fulgrim then proceeded to have massive orgasms. I shit you not, this actually happened. For context, Fulgrim had been possessed by a demon after his killing of Ferrus Manus, and his demeanor had changed a lot. A few of his sons, notably Fabius Bile, Lucius, and the first captain of the Legion, grew suspicious and did some investigating. They discovered that Fulgrim had indeed been possessed. This was unacceptable. They would not allow a demon to possess their father, hence they ambushed Fulgrim and knocked him out. They then stripped him naked and tied him down in Fabius's lab, before proceeding to cock and bull torture the shit out of Fulgrim in order to try remove the demon. The gross thing is that Fulgrim actually loved it and wasn't actually possessed when they were doing it. He would continually come as they literally shoved medieval torture devices up his asshole. At one point, 4 Astartes were simultaneously going at it on Fulgrim. This is already so disturbing, but the thing is, Fulgrim could have ended the torture session whenever he wanted, but instead enjoyed it for a while before then just getting up off the torture table. However, by far the most fucked thing out of all of this is that Space Marines see their Primarch as a father, and Primarchs see their Space Marines as sons. So it was a bunch of sons torture raping their father who was loving it. Overall, very disturbing scene. Have fun with that mental image. No disturbing list would be complete without the Demoncula Bar, an efficient method of recruitment that the Iron Warriors developed, which basically involved kidnapping women, pumping them full of warp growth hormone until they were the size of their house, and
I watched the video from
gene seed up the woman's orifices. Then, after a certain amount of time, a Space Marine would tear its way out of the screaming woman, who would then be stitched back together and forced to endure the same process over and over until they died. Jesus Christ. To make matters even worse, the Space Marines that came out of the Demoncula Bar had no skin, with many being horribly deformed. Now sprinkling in a bit of tragedy, those misshapen unfleshed were actually just like naive yet quite nice people, and they helped Uriel Ventress, an Ultramarine captain, to destroy the Demoncula Bar and end the nightmare. In return, Uriel actually got them off the world and to safety, but due to some unfortunate random warp spaghetti, the unfleshed were driven into a frenzy with only one surviving. Uriel is talking to the last remaining unfleshed, with orders from the Grey Knights to put him down, but Uriel doesn't want to just kill the distraught unfleshed. He tells the unfleshed that he is a good man, and that the Emperor loves him before showing him a shining necklace of the Imperial Aquila. The unfleshed smiles and says the Emperor does love me, as the necklace reflected an image of a handsome young boy, the visage the unfleshed would have had if the Iron Warriors hadn't mutated him into this abomination. As the unfleshed looks at his perfect reflection with a smile on his face, Uriel shoots him in the head. So there you go, a bit of tragedy thrown in with some disturbing lore. Now for an honourable mention, since I did mention this moment in my 5 horrifying moments video, which I recommend to watch after this one if you're enjoying this video. It's honourable because I just didn't want to take up one of these 5 spots. Constantine Valdor is a paragon of loyalty, martial prowess, and will, but in those 10,000 years since the Emperor became a vegetabilized galactic battery, his mental health took a hit. He went on to create a pocket dimension full of cloned blanks, winged blood angels, and other wacky overpowered shit. The disturbing part comes in with the cloned blanks. See, they aren't just blanks, they are modified. When the cloned blanks complete their training, they then have these strange warp spiders put down their throat. These spiders will stay there and grant their blank increased power, including the ability to create a magic death ball that can be sent to go out and fuck shit up. A side effect was the way these blanks now spoke. Since they had a spider in their throat, it was very subtly off, like there was a bit of metal in their throat, like a slight static in their speech. it triggered the uncanny valley effect as it sounded human but just wasn't quite right. When one of these blanks fought against an Emperor's Children's Psyker, the Astartes forcefully pulled the Psyker out of the blank's throat in a very disgusting scene before crushing it. The really disturbing part is that when the protagonist of the books this happens in realizes that she was actually not far off having a spider put down her own throat. That gives me the heebie-jeebers. I fucking hate spiders and I live in Australia. If you enjoyed the video and you want to support the channel, pick up a major mini, a great first mini to get into the hobby with, or something to spruce up your existing armies. Hit the subscribe button and hit the real subscribe button for more disturbing content. Join the Discord for more memes and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Okay, so there we go. There's the 5 most disturbing moments in Warhammer 40k lore. I didn't know he did a horror video. I can't remember if I've seen it or not. Maybe I did. Maybe it was one of like the first ones I did. I don't know. I'll have to go back and check to see if I've already seen it or not. Because I've done so many, you know, so many of these videos, I kind of lose track of, did I do this one? Did I not do this one? So I don't know. Maybe I did see the horror video he did, and it was just so long ago. I'll have to double check. But yeah, that is that is pretty messed up. The Black Pariah, that is very interesting. I did hear about the Black Pariah once before, but I didn't, just a name, nothing else. I will say, if this is what it looks like, it's actually kind of creepy looking. You know, you got like human hand and demon hand and stuff like that. Yeah, that's pretty disturbing. All the things it did. Same thing with you know, the word bearers here. Yeah, Slanesh, that's messed up, especially the story with, you know, the woman and the painting and stuff like that, and just trying to make this masterpiece painting and stuff like that from blood and pee and ugh. I mean, kind of not surprised, you know, Slanesh and stuff like that. And then, of course, this one here was, I gotta say, probably the Monkey Lab is obviously very disturbing, but like this one here is like right up there. This was pretty messed up. Oh no, Dad's infected with a demon. Let's do things. Ugh. Yeah, that is ugh. It makes me wonder what although I don't really I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm kind of curious to like see how much more disturbing is there in Warhammer, you know what I mean? Like, that is pretty disturbing that they would like try to rape the demon out of Fulgrim and then him being like, I like this. Same time next week. You know, it just makes me wonder, like, what are some of the other disturbing things? Because that is very disturbing. Not gonna lie. But yeah, so there we go. There is, well, let me get out of a blurred image at least. There we go. They're not good either, Jesus. There we go. Yeah, this was a very very disturbing video. Those are some very messed up moments. It makes me wonder what other like depraved things, you know, Games Workshop has done and written and stuff like that. But yeah, this was one hell of a video. That was very messed up. But like I said, yeah, I'll have to check to see if I've watched his horror video. Like I said, I don't remember if I did or not. I'll have to double check. But if anyone else has done like any like top 5 horror moments or scary moments or stuff like that, let me know, because I definitely want to hear like what are some more like scary moments and stuff like that in 40k lore, because that's pretty cool. I know Wes Hammers has another unsolved mysteries video. I got to get around to that one too, because I want to see what other unsolved mysteries there are, because I always, like I said, I enjoy the mysteries and stuff like that. You know, will this ever get solved, or will this always remain a mystery? You know, who knows. But anyways, there we go. There is the top 5 most disturbing moments in Warhammer 40k lore. Do you agree with this list, or do you think there's something else he did not mention that should be at least added to the list, or should replace one of these other ones? You know, let me know. And other than that, you know, come join me over on Discord. I am trying to get more active over on Discord. We can chat. You can post suggested videos, you know, things like that. There should be a link down below in the description box. And of course, other than that, you know, leave me all your thoughts and comments on the video. Give the video a thumbs up if you like it. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. And other than that, stick around. More videos are on the way. And I will see you guys next time.